What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. We are back with some more NBA. We have another smaller slate today, but we're going to go over some player props, some money lines, and we're going to lock in some slips live once again. Yesterday, we ended up cashing all three of the free slips that we gave in video, putting us on an 8-0 or a 9-0 run if you count the money line. Been absolutely crushing these free picks. I will say we did have a couple of extra picks added in, and one of them did end up going under. Tatum, we had Tatum rebounds and assists, which we didn't lock in live in the video, but I did give that play out yesterday, which did end up missing. But overall, we've been really crushing these free picks, and hopefully we can continue that streak. I will be picking a winner from the comments to win free VIP here in just a moment. Before we do that, I want to show the slips that we did lock in live yesterday. So we played this slip. We took Tatum for his points, and we played it with James Harden assists. That one was free. We locked it in. I gave it for free on YouTube. If you guys tailed, you did cash. We locked in Boston Moneyline live on video as well. $175 to win $350. We got them at plus 100, so right at even odds. If you guys tailed that one was pretty free. And then we locked in Brunson with our man Precious, and this one we locked in live on video as well. So all three of these plays were locked in live on video. All three of them cashed. We did give a little shout out to Precious. We took his points, rebounds, and assists at 25.5. I ended up not actually locking in that slip. It got bumped to 26.5 before I had a chance to lock it in, so I ended up fading the play. But Precious ended up with 25, so he would have hooked if you locked in the line at 25.5. But overall, guys, great day. We cashed a Siakam Devin Booker play on chalkboard. I've cashed 4 or 5 in a row on chalkboard. We have ran up a bag on chalkboard. Now I'm going to give you an example. I took out everything at the beginning of this month in chalkboard. I left $1,000 in my account just to see if I could run it up. We're sitting at like $2,600 right now in my chalkboard account. So have more than double my money on chalkboard just playing around with it. So I've been killing it. Some sleeper slips we locked in yesterday. $100 for 240, $100 for 256, and then we locked in this Prize Picks 4-man, which is a little goblin 4-man we had for a double up. So these are our slips from the last 2 days. We've been absolutely crushing it. We'd love to have you guys in the Discord if you're not in there already. It's free to join. Links down in the description. If you guys do want to join and get 20% off right now on our VIP to get every play, you can sign up using code MLB. Now, NBA is active. Code MLB is active as well. You can only use each of them once. So if you've already used NBA, you can swap it to MLB and get 20% off your first month or week. And then you can do the same thing vice versa. If you haven't used NBA, you can use both of them. So those are there. We'd love to have you in there. Let's go ahead and pick our winner from yesterday's video. So the way that I do this, you guys already know if you've been a watcher or a subscriber for a long time. If the video gets 250 likes, I'll randomly pick a comment down in the comments to win a free month of VIP. So drop a like, leave a comment. You do have to be a subscriber to win, so make sure you guys are subscribed if you're not already. We're getting very close to 42K subs. I do appreciate y'all. And let's go ahead and pick our winner from yesterday. So winner from yesterday is going to be for our man Josh Witt, who said, "Thanks, Ryan, for all your hard work. Picks and shows." Well, Josh Witt, I appreciate it, man. I know you've won before in the past. I know you've been in the Discord for a while. I really do appreciate the love and support, man. Send me a message on Discord, and I'll get you added for that free month of VIP. And hopefully you had a good day yesterday as well. But that being said, guys, let's go ahead and jump into some player props. We're going to do our player props first, as we've been doing lately, and then we'll jump in and we'll talk about every single one of these NBA games, and we'll lock in some money lines as well live on video. So let's go ahead and talk about the player prop that I have for today. So the first one that I have, and first of all, if you want to know the research tool that I use, it is Outlier. So Outlier.bet, there's a 7-day free trial link in the description. I use this for pretty much everything. You can do money lines. You can look at where public betting is. You can see across different apps. They have positive EV plays. You can hit the props here and just type in the players you want. Or you can filter this by props like this. So if you don't have Outlier, I recommend it. I'm not trying to plug it. I don't really make barely anything from Outlier, even if you use my link. It's not like Outlier's paying me a ton of money. I promise. I actually just really like the tool, and that's if I like the tool this much and I use it so much in every video, I'm gonna give them the props. And yeah, it's a great platform. But first pick I have for today. So the first one I have is gonna be for our man Jokic. Now, Denver is playing against OKC tonight. Denver right now are massive underdogs versus OKC. OKC is potentially missing quite a few players, and if you come down here and look, you can see Denver's pretty much fully healthy. So Jamal Murray is questionable. I believe he's going to play. They haven't played since the 6th, so they have 3 days rest. Peyton Watson's going to be out. Other than that, this Nuggets team's fully healthy. When you look at OKC, they still have quite a few questionable players and missing players. Brandon Carlson is out. Alex Caruso questionable. Hartenstein's not going to be playing. I'll make sure it says, yeah, out for Monday's game versus the Nuggets. Holmgren's questionable. Thomas Sorber is still out, obviously, for the season. And then they're still missing Jalen Williams. So this team, this OKC team, let's be honest, man, even the bench players have been absolute dynamite this season. They have been dominating, and I don't expect them to roll over and get just blown out or anything like that. I think this game is competitive. The Nuggets are a good team. The Nuggets can beat anybody on a good night. And this game should stay competitive, especially with a fully healthy Nuggets team versus a slightly injured OKC team. Now, am I saying the Nuggets are going to win? I'm not saying that. The Nuggets are like plus 257 underdogs, but this game should be very competitive. And Joker lately has been a beast. If you look at his last 10 games, averaging 42.6 points and rebounds over his last 10 games. He put up 38 points his last game with 8 rebounds. If you look at his head-to-head data versus OKC, he's cashed this line 7 of 13. And the line we're looking at, by the way, is 39.5 points and rebounds. I like this play. You can buy it down to any number that you want. I like it up to 40. I would not go higher than this. 40 points and rebounds is a ton of stats. You have to understand that. And Joker's one of those guys. He can have a game where he has 5 rebounds and 20 assists. So sometimes PRA is going to be better for Joker because he is a triple-double machine. Like, he can just fill up the stats anywhere. So if he's having a game where he has a ton of assists and mid points and mid rebounds, then this line's going to go under. So you gotta take that into consideration. I think that he puts up the points again. I think that he scores quite a bit. His last game was 227 on the 27th of February versus OKC. He has 17 rebounds and 23 points. If you look at his last 10, once again, you can look at his field goal attempts. He's putting up 20-plus field goal attempts per game. Just had 21 versus the Knicks. Had a couple of games where he didn't score very much, but the 3 games before that, he had almost 30. So in a matchup like this versus OKC, I'm expecting Joker to show out, especially since he's been playing well. I'm going to take him for 39.5 points and rebounds. This is a regular line. You can play it on any of your favorite sports books and pretty much get even odds on this one. The best value right now is going to be minus 110 on Hard Rock if you do decide that you want to straight bet it. But if you don't want to straight bet it, you want to play it on some type of player prop platform like Prize Picks or Underdog, you can lock this in for a regular line. So one of the lines that I like a lot, or one of the platforms I like a lot, is going to be called Parlay Play. If you guys have not used Parlay Play in the past, it is a great platform. You can see I keep a massive bankroll in Parlay Play, and for a reason. The most that I have in any other app right now is about $5,000 or $6,000, I think, in Thunder Pick. So I keep almost double in Parlay Play what I keep on any other app. And I do that for a reason because they have so many boosts. So if you guys want to try out Parlay Play, use code Fantasy Aces. They will give you $5 for free. So if you haven't signed up, you get a free $5 using code Fantasy Aces. And you get a free month of our VIP if you make a $10 deposit. And they will double your first deposit up to $100. So just throwing that out there. But let's pull up our man Joker. So Jokic right here. They do have a boosted play for him to get 8 assists. I actually like this line. It is versus OKC. It is going to be a tough matchup, but like I said, Joker can put up 20 assists in any game as well. So a 1.4x for 7.5 assists is going to be a great line. If you want to play that, you can. They do have his points and rebounds as well at 39.5 for a 1.74x. Now, what we can do, and I'm going to go ahead and give you guys some better value, or I'm gonna tell you what I think about the value here, is Underdog Fantasy. If you don't have Underdog has the best value when you play a 2-prop parlay for regular play payouts. So if you play no goblins and you take 2 regular payouts, which Joker for 39.5 points and rebounds is a regular payout, it's even odds. If you play that on Underdog with another one, you will have a 3.5x, whereas it is a 3x on every other platform. So we can honestly just take Joker points and rebounds on Underdog, play it with another play, and then play the boost on Parlay Play and have the best bang for your buck. And we could maybe do that. Now, I really like this points and rebounds prop. So I like it a lot. I'm going to be locking this in later. I'll probably go ahead and just lock in his assists here because I like this boost as well. And we can take a look at his assists. At 7.5, he's cashed this in 77% of games on the season. You look at his last 10, not as many over his last 10, not about 65% on his last 20, and his head-to-head data versus OKC isn't the greatest, but they played, 2 games this season. He had 8 and 14 in both those games this season. So I don't think 8 assists is too many for Joker. I'll take a chance on both these props, and I'm going to lock it in. So that's what I have for Joker. If you want to tell him, you can. If you don't like the play, guys, just fade it. You don't have to tell every single pick. But we have been crushing it, and hopefully we can continue that going into today. The second pick that I have on the slate is going to be from the Nets. So I'm taking our man Clowney. I know we took Noah Clowney the other day for Brooklyn, and Clowney ended up cashing us pretty easy. Cashed us almost the first half. Now, when you're looking at Clowney today, I'm taking his points and assists, and I'm taking it at 14.5. So 14.5 is going to be slightly discounted. He has cashed this in 3 straight games, having 17, 21, and 18 in his last 3 on the season. The hit rate's not going to be that much, and over his last 20, the hit rate's not going to be that much. But you got to look at minutes as well. His minutes are not the highest, especially when they're fully healthy. Now, they are missing some big players today. In the last few games, he's getting around 30 minutes per game. Some of these games are well over 30 minutes. You give him 30 minutes, 15 points and assists is not a lot. He's putting up around 10 field goal attempts per game over his last 20 games. He's had 13 and 12 in his last couple. So he can definitely give us 15 points by itself. So without throwing in assists, a guy who sometimes gets a few assists, sometimes doesn't. It just depends on the game. I'm taking a chance on it tonight. Now, you look at this lineup, and you look at Brooklyn, I mean. They're missing Igor, they're missing Michael Porter Jr., and they're missing, or Ben Seraph is actually probable, but they're missing Porter. So Porter is the big one here that we need to pay attention to, and it does say he's out for Monday's game against the Grizzlies. So as of right now, which we know how NBA injury news is, it can change at any point in time, and this can definitely be updated later and Porter Jr. be playing. But as of right now, he is sitting. Somebody's got to step it up. You have Clowney and you have Claxton as the main 2 that I trust to play. And Clowney's been cashing me, so I'm going to give him one more chance, man. 14.5 points and assists. I'm willing to take a chance on this one. If you're willing to take a chance with me, let's lock it in. So Clowney, his regular points line is going to be 14.5. We saw that he can get some assists as well, and we're going to take a chance right here for a 1.5x. So this gives us a 2.1x play. We're going to put $250 on it, which is a unit for me. I'm going to hit place. It'll load. There we go, 2.1x. Come over here to track picks. We hit refresh, and you guys can see we have Noah Clowney with Nikola Jokic, 250 to win us $525 as our first slip of the day. And hopefully it cashes us out because I do like that slip quite a bit. Jumping into our third player prop for today. The third one's going to be four-man Kyle Filipowski. Now, this is one that you should run on underdog most likely. Now, I have to check the value here. Let's see if it shows us. So I like Filipowski for both points and rebounds, and I like his rebounds and assists. I'm honestly liking his RA at 11.5 a lot. Now, if you look at the value here, all right, so underdog has the worst value. I did not know that. Okay, that's good to know. So this is why this chart is so important. Instead of me pulling up my phone and trying to find it on underdog, I can check right here. Underdog has the value on this prop at minus 160. Horrible value. It's minus 115 on Hard Rock. So if you straight bet this play, that is a great bet to take on Hard Rock. Get it at minus 138 on Novig. Not the greatest. Let's see what it is on Parlay Play. So Filipowski. Rebounds, and it's even odds on here. Okay, well, never mind. Okay, great value right now on Parlay Play. We have to lock this in on Parlay Play for sure. I'm actually going to not hover on this because I'm scared it's going to get bumped down. So I don't want to hover that. Parlay Play does that to me a lot if I hover a play. So we're going to lock in Filipowski here in a moment at 11.5 rebounds and assists. I'm going to make this a little bit quicker because I need to get this before it gets bumped down because that's really good value. His RA has been free lately. 17, 17, 14, and 14 in his last 3 games. He's cashing this in pretty much rebounds alone. They're playing against Golden State. Golden State struggles quite a bit versus big men. If you look at his rebounds and assists versus centers, 24th and 26th in the league, giving up a lot of stats, versus the power forward is 28th and 12th. Now, as of right now, they have Filipowski playing power forward, or so it shows. We'll see what happens tonight, but I do like this play for our man Filipowski. Now, you can take his points and his rebounds at 21.5. I like this play a lot. He's been showing out. He's been cashing quite often for us. He's playing over 30 minutes per game, or right at 30 minutes per game lately. Last game he had 34. This is a game they can win. They're playing at home versus the Warriors. The Warriors are not the greatest team. I know the Warriors have had a couple of games lately where they played well. They almost beat OKC the other night, but I still don't think they're that good of a team with all these injuries. So I think the Jazz have a very good chance at winning tonight, and I think Kyle Filipowski will be one of the main reasons for this game staying close and for them potentially winning. Head-to-head data versus Golden State's not going to be the best, but you got to look at his minutes, man. 14 minutes per game. Like, you can't even look at this prop with 14 minutes per game and even compare them. So give me Kyle Filipowski with the minutes that he's getting right now, and we'll lock it in second after we talk about this next pick. So the last pick I have is going to be for our man Garland. I had to stutter on Garland. Good Garland. So we're taking Garland. We're taking him for 15 points. He played 26 minutes his last game. Pretty decent minutes. 14.5 points or 15 points is not a lot for Garland. He's cashed this line 72% of games this season that he's played head-to-head versus the Knicks. He cashed pretty much every game, so the head-to-head data looks really, really good. He put up 20 field goal attempts his last game versus Memphis. Once again, this is going to be a competitive game versus the Knicks. The Knicks played last night, and I do expect another another competitive game tonight versus the Clippers. Now, this one's going to be in L.A. They're missing John Collins, so who do they have? They have Brook Lopez, Leonard, and, I mean, they got some decent players that can put up points, but mainly Garland and Kawhi. Those are the two that they have. So, give me Garland for 15 points. I don't think that's a bad play at all, especially for the value if you're going to give him 26 to 30 minutes. So, it's a 1.6x. Let me confirm that this isn't better value anywhere else. Underdog is minus 164. Yeah, it's not going to be. That's going to be just as good as value on Parlay Play. So we'll play it with Kyle Filipowski. Rebounds and assists. Please don't be bumped down. Okay, so still 1.7x. This is going to give us a 3x, and I'm going to put $500 on this one because it gives us a nice little $1,300 win, and I really like that. So we're going to lock this in. So 2.7x, 15 or 500 pays 1360. Come over here to track picks. We're going to hit refresh. And there we go. There are two player prop slips. We got Clowney and Jokic on a slip, as well as Kyle Filipowski with Darius Garland on a slip as well for $1,300. 750 entry to pay out $1,885, which would be a nice payout if we can cash this. So that is going to be our player props for today. Let's go ahead and get jumped over to our games, and let's talk about these NBA games because we have a 5-game slate, a very small slate. Won't take as long to go through this one, but we got some decent games on here, not bad ones. So let's talk about them. So the first game on the slate that we have is going to be it's the Cavs versus the Sixers. So this one's going to be in Cleveland. Cleveland is minus 488 favorites at home, 11.5 spread with a 226.5 total. Public betting right now, majority of the money is going to be on the Cavs. And let's take a look at this and look at the reason why. This lineup for Philly, man, their whole team's out. They're missing Johnny Broome. VJ is questionable. Embiid is out. Paul George is suspended, obviously. And then Tyrese Maxey is out. So anytime the Sixers are missing Embiid and Maxey, you know that they're going to struggle, and they're playing against one of the better teams in the league. The Cavs are missing quite a few players. They have a doubtful Max Strus. Tyrese Proctor is questionable, and then Jared Allen is also questionable. But other than that, man, this team is pretty healthy. When you look at the Cavs, they did get beat pretty bad last night by Boston. I had Celtics money line. We gave it for free on YouTube. Obviously, we cashed it. We've already looked at that one. The Sixers haven't played in a couple days. Last game they lost versus Atlanta. So I don't think that the Sixers without Maxey and Embiid are going to come to Cleveland and get a win on the road versus the Cavs, but it's definitely possible. When you look at the odds here at plus 480, if you decide to take that, I wouldn't think that you're stupid, but I'd also don't think that the Cavs are going to lose. So take that with a grain of salt and do what you want with that information. You can maybe play Philly plus 11.5. I don't think it's going to be a blowout, but you never know, man. You never know. So this game, there's not really anything in terms of sportsbook bets that I want to take. Maybe if we have to, we'll come and try to force a play for the Novig boost, but we'll see what happens. As of right now, there's nothing on this game that I want to play other than player props between the two. Next game on the slate is going to be the Nuggets versus OKC. We've already kind of talked about this one. The Nuggets are plus 257 underdogs. OKC minus 245 favorites at home, a 6.5 point spread, and a 230.5 total. Most of the money going to be on the Nuggets money line and the Nuggets covering a spread, which honestly I kind of agree with. When you look at the injury news on these teams, Murray and Peyton Watson, the only two even potentially injured for the Nuggets. Then OKC missing quite a few players that we've already went over. When you look at the Nuggets, they are on a 1-game loss streak. They just got beat by the Knicks a few days ago. And then you look at the 2 games before that, they beat the Lakers and they beat the Jazz. Now they are on the road again playing against OKC. OKC is a tough team to beat, especially at home. This team has won 8 of their last 9 games. They're looking incredibly strong. They almost got beat by Golden State their last game, which is a little bit tough. But you look at them at home, they have an 81% win rate at home. They have got beat by Houston and Milwaukee in the past 6 games, so they've lost twice. The Nuggets on the road, they're pretty good on the road. 65% win rate on the road. Hard to beat on the road as well, but still, their last game was in OKC versus OKC. They got beat 127 to 121, and so far, the Nuggets have not been able to beat OKC this season. So OKC has beat them both games. But regardless, man, this game should stay competitive. I'll sprinkle some money on Denver because plus 257, the odds are just too good for me to miss out on. I'll be honest with you. Do I think OKC wins? Deep down, yeah, I'm thinking OKC wins this game. But like I said, sometimes you have to go against your gut, man. Even if you think a team's going to win, if the odds are very, very strong and you can think that you're getting good value on the other side of things, then sometimes you just got to take a chance on it. And I think that the Nuggets are definitely live dogs, and I think they can win this game. So give me Denver. I think they can win this, and I'm going to take a chance on them for that one. Next game on the slate is going to be the Grizzlies taking on the Nets. This one's going to be in Brooklyn. The Nets are plus 110 underdogs, a 1.5 spread, 220.5 total. Most of the money on Memphis, both the spread and on their money line. When you look at these two teams, the Nets have won one of their last 12 games. The Grizzlies are on a 3-game loss streak. They've won 2 of their last 5. They've kept it close against some of these teams. They almost beat Minnesota, almost beat the Clippers, and kept it pretty close versus Portland. So this Grizzly team has been playing okay. The problem is they have no depth. Like, this team is missing everybody. Aldama's out, Brandon Clark, Coward's doubtful, Zach Edey, Taj Gibson's out, Tyler Hendricks is out, Ty Jerome doubtful, John Moran out, Scottie Pippen doubtful. Like, how do you play this? How do you bet on this team? Like, what do they have, 4 bench players? I mean, this is crazy. Like, this whole team is pretty much out. And where the Nets, pretty healthy, man. They're missing Porter, Ben Serif probable, and then Igor, we've already talked about, is going to be out. But other than that, at least the Nets have some players. Like, this team is going to be playing the entire game pretty much, and their bench players playing the entire game. Now, I understand that Brooklyn's they're not a back-to-back. Why do I think they play last night? Brooklyn's coming off a win versus Detroit. Both teams are tanking. Like, I get this. The odds are where the Nets are for a reason, but all the money on the Grizzlies, I just don't agree with. So, honestly, I'm thinking taking the Nets. I think Brooklyn plus 110 is going to be a good play here. That's my opinion. I don't love it, obviously. It's a tanking Nets team, 16-47. The Grizzlies ain't much better, 23-39. And like I said, their entire team is out. If this injury news stays the way it is, give me the Nets, man, plus 110. I got to take a chance on that one. It's just where all the money is. I can't bet on the Grizzlies here, I don't think. Next game is going to be the Jazz versus Golden State. I've already told you guys I think the Jazz are definitely live dogs and can beat Golden State. I don't care how good Golden State's been playing the last couple of games. The Jazz are plus 200 underdogs at home, 5.5 spread, 226.5 total. Most of the money going to be on Golden State, so you're fading the public anyways if you go with the Jazz. Golden State's won one of their last 4 games. They've not been looking super good. They just kept it close with some of these good teams. They beat the Rockets. They beat the Rockets in Houston, which was a massive win for them, which was a horrendous loss for me because I had Houston on the Novig boost, and that was the only one that missed. And then you have OKC. They almost beat OKC in OKC. It was 97-104, and they led the majority of that game. So that's a tough. It's tough to want to bet against this team when they've been playing like this, especially if it's the Jazz. But look at them. They're missing Seth Curry, or Seth Curry's actually probable. Forget that. Steph Curry's out. Butler obviously out. No Al Horford. No Moses Moody. No Porzingis. Will Richard questionable. They're just missing a lot of players. You look at the Jazz. The Jazz is the same situation. Vince Williams out. Nurkic is out. Markkanen out. Walker Kessler. Jaren Jackson out. But they do have Keontae George. They do have Kyle Filipowski. This team is a tanking team for sure. They just got beat by Milwaukee. Do I think that they're just going to come out here and whoop up on the Golden State Warriors? Probably not. This game could go either way. But once again, you got to look at the value here. The Jazz are playing at home, and they're plus 200 against a pretty much completely broken Warriors team. So when you're playing the odds here, I don't dislike taking the Jazz. So I'm just going to say Jazz. I think that they're a live dog, and for the odds, I would say the Jazz is probably the better play in my opinion. There's no way I put money on the Warriors at minus 200. Like I just can't do that. It's just I think that would just be dumb. Even if they win, like the chances of them winning are barely over 50% in my opinion, and I think the Jazz are the better play. Last game on the slate we have is the Knicks versus the Clippers. This one's tough to call. It really is. The Clippers are plus 127 at home, 2.5 spread, 220.5 total. 90% of the money on the Knicks, 87% of the money on the Knicks covering the spread. This Knicks team's a better team. Coming off of a loss versus the Lakers. Got beat by the Lakers last night. I had the Knicks money line last night. That one hurt me. I think we had it on that Novig boost. Anyways, Clippers coming off of a win versus the Grizzlies. Very close game. Right now, the Knicks fully healthy and missing Miles McBride. Second road game, not traveling very far from the Lakers to the Clippers. You're still, it's not a bad travel. Anyways, looking at Garland, or looking at the Clippers, they do have Garland playing tonight. They have John Collins out. Bradley Beal's still out. And then not even going to a Niederhauser. There we go. We'll just say that. Anyways, Clippers, definitely live dogs here. Do I trust them enough to take their money line? Probably not. I'm probably still running with the Knicks here. But I think this game could go either way. It is pretty much a 50-50 split. But really not a whole lot of value on this slate. I am going to come over to Novig. You guys can see we got 350 in our account. We had 25 yesterday when we recorded because we locked in our 2 plays. So we had this Celtics money line, which, okay. Had the Celtics money line 175, paid 350. We saw that yesterday, and then we had our Novig boost. The Novig boost ended up missing. The only thing that missed on it was Knicks money line. Once again, guys, one leg off. That's like 6 in a row where we're one leg off these Novig boosts. I mean, I can't help it, guys. I'm trying. Obviously, the Spurs ended up beating the Rockets, so the plus 4.5 wasn't even needed. We took Boston money line, Knicks money line. They got beat by the Lakers, but we knew the Lakers were definitely live dogs last night. Looking today, let's find us a play. So we're going to come over here to this 25% pro basketball parlay boost. We're going to hit claim. We're going to hit pro BB, and we're going to come down here and find us a slate or find us a slip. So first thing that we're going to lock in, I told you guys, I think the Nets are live dogs. At plus 109, it's hard not to take them. You can take them. Oof, we could just run for straight up Nuggets, man. You could run the Nuggets with whatever you want and have a plus 300 parlay. Let's see if we take the Nets and then Nuggets. Even odds with Cavs. I like that. It's minus 302. You got Denver plus 7.5. You got the Brooklyn money line, and then you have. That was easy. That was easy. I like this slip, and I know it's just kind of mix and matching here and seeing what the odds come out to, because the odds will be very weird on some of these sometimes. Very hard to get plus 300 sometimes on Novig. But you guys can. I mean, I think Nuggets have a chance at winning this game. First of all. So 7.5 spread, I'm okay with taking. I think Cleveland beats Philly, and then I think the Nets are actually very strong underdogs tonight versus Memphis. So I think taking their money line is really the riskiest one in my opinion. So we're gonna put $25 on this. 25 pays 125. We're gonna hit retry geolocation, and we're gonna hit place bet. And there we go. Very simple, man. That was easy. I'm glad that one came out pretty easy. Okay, that sounded rough. That sounded rough. Pause. Anyways, I'm glad that was a quick slip to make. But that's what I got for today, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, and you don't mind hitting that like button, you don't mind dropping a comment, don't mind being subscribed, I would appreciate you guys. I'm trying to give these free picks out every single day just to help both of you guys, and obviously it helps me as well. But anyways, that's what I got for today. Hope you guys have a great day. Hope you guys cash every single one of your slips. I'll see y'all in tomorrow's video, and if you haven't joined the Discord, click that link down in the description, and I'll see y'all again.